Well, that doesn't sound healthy. Welcome back to your home garage, and in today's video we're going to tackle something a little bit outside the scope of detailing, repairs, or maintenance, though it is related to your home garage. A few years ago, I installed this side mount garage door opener and added a bit of extra safety with this Liftmaster automatic garage door lock. It's basically a deadbolt lock that ensures the garage door is secure each time it closes. The way it works is the actuator engages the deadbolt when the door is closed and releases it a fraction of a second prior to the door going back up. The issue that I experienced when opening the garage door remotely is that it stayed in the locked position, and after entering through the front door and using the main control button, it still did the same thing. So basically, this deadbolt isn't retracting as it should, and this manual lever is either stuck or has very little resistance. Now, this doesn't have to be a very complicated fix. You could just order a new Liftmaster door lock for about $150 and attach it with these two Phillips screw heads, followed by plugging it into your Liftmaster garage door opener. Or you could do it the fun way and save yourself a lot of money by removing the case and replacing the actuator for a fraction of the cost. After some research, I found the actuator inside is similar to a part that is used on car doors, which is what I ordered for $14.99 on Amazon, and it comes in a package of two. So let's go ahead and take this bad boy apart and see if we can fix it. First, unplug it. Rather than cutting the wires, I'll remove the staples and take the entire unit to my desk where I can take it apart and replace the actuator and reconnect the wires. Not that this would be a difficult thing to remember. I'll just place a piece of tape on the side that faces outward into the garage to ensure the orientation goes back together the same way. Really, the name being right side up should give it away, but crazy things could happen. All the staples routing the wire to the unit are now removed. And the next step is to remove these two Phillip head bolts that secure the door lock to the rail system. With the door lock now on my desk, I can start to remove these screws that hold the assembly together. You have two on the face, another tucked into the handle, one on the bottom, this one on the top, and the back will have an additional two. And the one in the handle doesn't come out fully. You just have to loosen it, then the handle slides off. And I will have to remove the set screw fully in a moment to release the faceplate once all the screws are dealt with. There's one on the bottom. So this should be a fairly quick assembly to install the new actuator. As you can see, the set screw just puts pressure on the handle to hold it in place. And I have my drill beside me just in case some of the screws were difficult. Keep in mind, we didn't take the two screws off at the back or the one holding onto the back handle. Carefully wiggle the faceplate loose and lift it straight up. As you can see, this actuator just blew apart. There's absolutely nothing holding this thing together, and that drive gear is basically in no man's land. Not sure if the camera will pick this up, but all the teeth are stripped on this drive gear track. Now I'm just kind of curious how the drive and pinion gear strip the entire mechanism. You don't even have to really turn the drive gear, it just slides on the track. And this is what would engage or retract the deadbolt from the rail system. Now this can detach two ways from the metal rod. You should be able to push it towards the top to unhook the actuator, but that seems to be a little tight. It's best for me to put the cover back on so I don't make too much of a mess, and then I can get a proper grip on this actuator. I'll try removing the two screws in the back that hold the actuator to see if that somehow releases some of the pressure. I still can't believe how mangled this thing is. Now let's see if that releases any pressure to make this disengage easier. That is tight, and I'm trying not to place excessive pressure on it to break anything. This isn't going to work for me, so I'll just remove the screw. It is slightly funny how this actuator is just coming apart even further and nothing is holding it together. Just place this set screw aside so it doesn't get confused with the others. With the broken part out of the way, we can then go ahead and install the new actuator. So let's open this up and start the rebuild. Here's the new actuator, which looks exactly like the old one. And I will place this part and link in the description below. And once again, this kit came with two actuators for $14.99, which is a far cry from $150 for a new automatic door lock. Let's reattach the screw at the head of the unit first. Then the two at the back. Now that feels good. And just make sure the rubber dust shield is firmly in place. There we go. It's not coming off. Now on to splicing and connecting the wires. I did this off camera to speed up the process and used my own connectors as the new and old ones weren't matching. So I connected the green to the green and then I connected the blue to the orange. This should give me the correct polarity. Because this will be in a cold garage, I will cover this with electrical tape. With the wires protected, we could then go ahead and slide the cover back on. Now this may take a bit of time to position the wires so they don't get damaged or get in the way of the actuator. And now start to reattach the screws. With the handle, set the screw in partially first. Then slide the handle on. Now, tighten the screw fully. The tension feels good and nothing seems out of place or hampering the movement. So let's test it out. I'm not going to connect it to the rail system yet because I just want to make sure it retracts and engages properly first. Start with connecting the power source to the motor. And when the garage door is triggered to open, this should retract a fraction of a second before the door starts to move. That is perfect. And when the door goes down, it should engage after the door stops. This new actuator is working perfectly. Reattach the two Phillip head screws to secure the unit to the rail system. And just ensure the lock is firmly in place because you don't want it to rattle loose and possibly jam in the rail system. This is just another test while it's fully attached. Once again, double check that the deadbolt can move freely through the rail system. Now I just have to tack the wire neatly to complete the assembly. There you have it. Everything is put back together, and this new actuator is making this unit work as good as new for a fraction of the price. So make sure you help to keep this channel going by hitting that like button, sharing this video with a friend. Also, please comment below as I reply to all. Plus, don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you next time on your home garage.